Deploying InSync adaptive traffic control from Rhythm Engineering is a 90-day step-by-step process that results in better traffic conditions, roadway safety, and communities. Rhythm ensures that each deployment leverages the knowledge of the local traffic professionals and exceeds expectations.
Rhythm was very helpful. They explained what we were getting into, what was involved, what kind of obstacles we might have along the way, and explained how their system worked.
I go out and I meet with the agencies face to face. I'm their first point of contact with Rhythm, and we discuss the issues and the problems that they're facing with their city and their streets. And then I sit down with them and we come up with a solution.
We focus on the customer. Everyone in the company is focused and polarized in making sure that our customers are successful with our solution.
And then we walk through the necessary elements of the project. What type of equipment will they be using? How long is their corridor? How many intersections? What do they need, or what do they really want? Are there safety factors along their corridor? Are there concerns with traffic movement? All of that is discussed and defined.
It's a lot of communication, and that's sometimes easy and sometimes difficult, and it's very important to get to the heart of what they want, because in the end it's their system. You know, we're here to give them the results that they're looking for.
We offered input to the things that we wanted to see, but the configuration process was all done by Rhythm staff.
We actually work about a week or 2 weeks of intensive research on the project, getting a lot of the initial configuration done prior to us going out there.
At that point, then start setting up simulations, start setting up some configurations, making sure that the InSync system will meet their goals.
One of the deployment partners that I've been working with requested some of the different things like having coordination throughout the corridor and ending the coordination at a point where they want to take a left and not go through. So we work with them to set up the system in that way.
That's one thing I like about working with the Rhythm Engineering. You can get on the phone and you talk to the person you can talk to the person that developed the product. You can talk to the technician that's assigned to your job. You can talk to the engineer that's assigned to your job.
I give them status updates. I keep them informed all along the way of everything that's happening.
While the initial configurations are created, the hardware is assembled and tested.
After we assemble all of our products, we inspect them to make sure they're put together properly. We run through some initial testing.
Before our product leaves here, we do a lot of shaking and baking with it. We shake it, literally shake it, to make sure that it's going to hold up. We put it in a temperature chamber and we raise the temperature on it, and we also lower the temperature on it to just give it variations and test to make sure that it's going to work under those strenuous conditions.
While the Rhythm Engineering team is preparing InSync, the deployment partner or its contractor prepares the site, especially the communications. Once the signals are prepared, hardware installation begins.
When I arrive at a deployment partner's site, I generally familiar myself with the corridor involved, get kind of a real-life look at it before we start. And then usually the first morning will be a classroom session with everybody involved. We will go ahead and hit the field, and we will begin the installation in the very first cabinet. That way they get to see visually what I'm doing hands-on as far as integrating our equipment with theirs. And from then on, it's more of a hands-on for the deployment partner.
So in the cabinet, it's totally a very simple system, easily explained to our signal engineers, and so it was a very smooth and seamless process, and they pretty much held our hand along the way through the installation.
I had two technicians that had just come to work for me that were part of the installations that we did. And they sat down with minimal training and were able to do the software configurations right there at the intersections.
So the installation was one of the easiest that we've seen of any system that's out there.
Once the system is in, we work with the client during the first couple weeks to a month to get the system tuned in and tweaked to the needs of the corridor.
With installation completed by the agency or its contractor, InSync is running as a detection system. Rhythm Engineering's project engineers arrive to turn InSync to adaptive mode, which includes the agency freeing up the controllers.
On the week that we turn the system to adaptive, I travel to the site, work with the client, we go to intersection to intersection and turn the system on adaptive.
And that afternoon, we'll drive up and down the corridor with them and show them how it's working.
It worked well, just day one. Our tech was out there a lot doing some fine tuning, as was Rhythm's tech doing a lot of fine tuning.
We spend the week there tweaking it, working with engineers, trying to get it to the best possible configuration possible.
There's a very close relationship during the implementation with the InSync folks as they monitor and tweak the system with our folks to make sure we understand what's going on.
Following the adaptive turn-on and the on-site adjustments, Rhythm Engineering continues to monitor, fine-tune, and support the deployment and agency.
And then when I return to the office, for the next couple of weeks, view the system remotely and just make sure that the system is still working to what the client wants.
The installation, the configuration, bringing everything online, it's going to be a very positive experience for any other agency that's considering this system.
And we've also found that there's little to no maintenance on the system. It's almost like set it and forget it, and it works perfectly for us.
Rhythm Engineering support is available 24/7, 365 if needed, and it comes with the InSync promise.
If you're not satisfied with the performance of InSync, if you're not satisfied, then return the product for 100% refund, because we want 100% satisfaction in our clients. We don't want them to settle for less than what they deserve.